Game on. Here we are. Today's the day. This will come out after Hardline happens, Saturday morning. But right now, recording this mere hours before Red Bull Hardline Tasmania gets started at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Holy fuck, I'm excited. This is going to be, wait for it, so sick. I'm so fucking excited for this. This track has. This is the second year, I think. Yeah. Um. Holy fuck. The track is so cool, so different, but not really. Same, but different, but still same. Between this one and the Wales one, there's still like the feeling of huge jumps. There's still. It's maybe a little bit more one-line-ish, but the things that are one line, they're fucking nuts. So you just got to be fucking good. Which actually kind of brings me to my first point, which is I don't know how much parity there's going to be in this race. Like I'm looking at the seeding times qualifying. It's not qualifying. They're all qualified, but it's seeding times and Ronan and Asa are, different planet. Those two are Asa came in first in seeding, 3:19, 3 minutes 19 seconds. Ronan Dunn got second, was 7 hundredths of a second behind Asa. So I think he could make. We'll get to this in a second. Jackson Goldstone, 3 seconds behind those two. Connor Fearon in fourth. Fuck. I should record this. So many fucking thoughts going through my head. Finish up. Stay focused. Connor Fearon is 4 seconds behind that. Troy Brosnan 5 seconds behind them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In sixth, you have BK, Bernard Kernard. You have Bernard Kerr, or as Dandy Hippo on YouTube likes to call him, Kernard. I don't know why. I don't know if it's this guy is. I think he's like European or so. I don't think. Yeah, something like that. But I don't think English is his first language, wherever the fuck he's from. But he. So I don't know if he's doing it because it's like I don't know why, but it is fun to call him Kernard because it's Bernard Kerr, and it just kind of fucking rhymes. That is fun. Doesn't make any sense, but it is fun. So I'm in calling him Kernard from now on. Or if it's because he like just miss like looked at it wrong for 1 second and no one's corrected him. No one's going to correct him. And so he's just constantly going. So I don't know if it's a laugh with or laugh at. Either way, I'm laughing. And I'm in. Kernard. So we got Kernard in sixth. Because the guy doesn't, Dandy Hippo doesn't doesn't spell doesn't spell it like Kerrnard when he types it. Like he's combining the two. He just puts a K instead of the B, which works as well. But it does make me think like maybe he's just dyslexic as fuck, which would be fucking funny. And also, just like the fact that English doesn't seem like English is his first language. So why is his username Dandy Hippo? There's so many questions surrounding this guy. It's intriguing and makes me chuckle, and therefore I'm in. Either way, I'm laughing. After that, seventh George Brannigan. Okay. Uh, Dan Booker, Tehoto, Enrique Pene, Lori Greenland in 10th. But we're getting into like 7 seconds and 8 seconds behind, close to 9 seconds behind everyone. So that is the thing with World Cups. The depth of racing talent is much greater. It would be pretty cool to see them invite, or at least say that they're inviting Red Bull, I'm talking about, come out and say, like, invite Loic. Invite. I mean, is he going to say no? Yes. He's obviously no. Yes. Yes. No. He's obviously going to say no. Amory probably says no. Um, what are some other top individuals? The kid who rides for Canyon that I'm literally always screaming about. Um, I think he got like fifth this year. Fuck, I can't even think of his name. It's like Lucas Shaw. Lucas Shaw, invite him. Um, Benoit Coulange. Uh, who are some other Finn Isles? Like just top. That's the thing. So what I'm getting at here is that there's basically 3 riders, maybe 4, because they've proven that they can win in a World Cup. And I would say that's basically the top 2 guys that are 3 seconds ahead of everyone, which makes me wonder. And something else that I'm questioning is I've been watching Kernerd's YouTube's vids, and he said at the last one about his seeding run, he was like about 3 seconds off. There's like a couple more seconds or several seconds that I can knock that down. And I don't know if he was just like, I don't I want I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to figure out if that's like him, he needs to say that because he just needs to be confident in himself, or how fucking calculated are these guys? Like, and I think the answer is they're a lot more fucking calculated than you think. There's Watching some of his YouTube videos, it definitely feels, you can kind of get that feeling like, holy shit, this is actually very much a science to these guys. They're not just fucking sending it down the mountain and hoping. So, with that being said, why would they not? It, are they not getting up to race pace quick enough to where their seeding run is like, that's as, like, I only have, a half a second to lose in certain spots. And does that even matter? I don't. I kind of feels like it does. Ronan's big thing this season has been, I don't know if it's his big thing, but what I've heard him talking about a lot is in a Red Bull interview at Hardline, in they did a fucking Hot Tub Time Machine podcast, him and Jackson and Teo and Matt Jones said it there. I feel like he's talked about it maybe in his own vlogs too, where he's like, you just got to get up to speed faster in the year. Like, this is a full-time job, and he's treating it as such. Like, so, and that's where I'm like, okay, so is he? And I have a feeling that Asa Vermette, young kid, but still seemingly just an absolute prodigy on the bike. Is he, he lives in, I think, like southern Colorado, so he's kind of riding, I think, a good amount. I don't know if he has as much of an off season. I haven't seen him. I haven't been watching him on social media. Haven't really seen much from him, but he's first in seating. So, and I don't see Ronan not getting up to speed quick enough. If anything, Ronan's like gets up to speed too fast, from some of his crashes. But he seems to be fucking figuring that out this year. I don't know if he's, knock on wood, crashed as much. So, how much time can Jackson lose 3 seconds? Can Connor Fearon lose 4 seconds, almost 5 seconds 4.5. Sorry. Troy Brosnan, supposedly dark horse, won a UCI the last race of the year. Like I don't know. Like, Troy's at a good 5 seconds, a little over 5. Bernard's in at almost 6 seconds back. It's like I don't think you have, and that's what I would. That's what would make sense with how long and rigorous this track is in a World Cup spread. If you told me BK was sixth, that I would be impressed with that. Like uh, man, this sounds like I'm knocking Kernard, but I'm not. Oh man, I am. I'm basically saying he's washed. That's rude and mean. But maybe I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. He's like, we want to get on that podium. So he's not even going for like first. He's happy with a podium, and that's cool. That's good to hear. So he kind of sees it too. It feels like now I feel like a dick. Don't worry. I don't even know what a podium smells like, dude. Never even sniffed one of them bitches. I'm nothing. I got nothing in the tank. I'm just gonna sit here, yap about bikes, and no one's gonna listen. Okay? Well, it's my therapy session, so fuck you. All right, now I'm lashing out. See? Got a little vulnerable, so I gotta fucking bite back. Caleb Williams. Pussy. Oh my god, I can't do anything seriously for one, and like at no point in my life will I ever take anything seriously. That's not true. I'm taking this seriously every week. I'm back on this bitch. Hear me? Ever DJ Mayer in the fucking house, remixing these fucking emotions. It's called bipolarism. I don't even know if that's a word. Here we go. um, fuck, where were we? If Kernard was in, like, he should be like a top 15. The World Cup now is getting to the point where like a top 20 finish is pretty impressive. Ollie Davis, I think, got taken out. Lockie Stevens McNabb, not here in this race. Other Ollie Davis, yeah, got taken out, so that's why he's not. Oh yeah, he is, but like 20 seconds back. So maybe he's still in it, but I guess Ollie's not the best example to use because I don't know if he's a top 10 or 15 guy each week. Because that's really who I'm thinking of, like in the World Cup. Uh, so yeah, I think that's why it's tough to where this is all taking me is I don't know how much of a dark, quote unquote dark horse you're gonna get, how much value you're gonna get for these guys in gambling terms. It would be interesting to see what. Yeah, it would be. Oh my God, I gotta hang on. I gotta text my buddy and see if there's anywhere that I can gamble on this. Yeah, there's no shot there's any gambling on this. But, I got my hopes up there for a hot second because the X game, I thought about the X Games and I think you could I think you could bet on uh the X Games for snowboarding. So, yeah, I was like, well, this is action sports. Like, well, one's bigger than the other. So, F1's got a documentary. This is, just hoping that someone cares about it. That anyone cares about it. Well, guess what? I fucking do. It's one of the second biggest race of the year, second only to its fucking brother event, Wales, Red Bull Hardline Wales. And honestly, this track might be even sicker than Wales. Holy shit. I think I'm. Oh man, because Wales was the first one, there is a fucking soft spot in my heart where I'm like, I can't put Tasmania over Wales. It's so. But dude, 1A, 1B track because everything that Tasmania and everything that like kind of Cairns and I'm yeah, it's like completely different spots. I think saying like Australia, like Tasmania and Cairns, I'm pretty sure are like thousands of miles or hundreds, at least hundreds of miles apart. So it'd be like saying like California to, I think, like the Pacific Northwest or Mexico to. So like am I confident in that? No, absolutely not. Have I looked that up at all? No, never. Could I right now? Yeah, but I won't. I'm just gonna barrel on and run headfirst into a brick wall when someone goes, that doesn't make any sense, dude. You're a moron. Um, fuck, where was I going? uh, Tasmania in my okay, from Moi Moi TV, and again, he doesn't ride in these places, so I don't really know what I'm talking about. There's plenty of steep parts in this Tasmania course. Here's what it is. Yes, are some of the Australian tracks that I've watched POVs from on like Moi Moi TV, Jack Moyer's channel, and this maybe some other Australian riders. Are they a little maybe tighter, not quite as just open flow, and much more technical? Not maybe not quite as steep. And when there is steep stuff, it's like kind of rocky drops. Yes, but Tasmania has the steeps. At least in this, it looks like they fucking have the steeps. Now, do they have in now when I they have the let's go with what I was thinking about, like matching it up in my head. They have this is kind of like an open. There are, tight turns. Definitely gives a feel of like these Australian tracks where the corners are like, all right, 180, if not maybe a little bit more. Nah, not more, but like, a 90 degree to a little bit more than 90. Not a switchback, but like, a 90-degree turn, if not a little, maybe a little bit more. And then they also open it up into these insanely flowy, some of the fastest sections a race I've ever seen in a race. Everything that the Leger or whatever the fuck track that is on the UCI. Getting angry just talking about it. The abomination that is that motorway on whatever fucking course that is in the World Cup. It's like these like three disgustingly flat tables. Now, could these jumps be steeper? Absolutely. We'll talk about that in a second. We're trying not to get derailed. The abomination that is that motorway in the World Cup course. This is everything that an open jump section, both at the bottom and then in the race. It's in the course itself, in that like wide open tree, forested like tree like ferns, but like as there's like tall as trees section. So not only is there like, and the other thing in my mind that I think of when I think Australian courses, I don't really think jumps. These jumps are sick. Another thing in my mind, I think is flat. Cairns, the World Cup course at Cairns, incredibly flat, tons of pedaling. So much so, some people chose to ride a dual crown or a single crown instead of a dual crown, like ride an enduro bike instead of a downhill bike. So, and then they kind of did away with that because this bike park, for whatever fucking reason, probably because it's in a completely different place than any of the other ones, you moron. Um, it has steeps. So like every gripe or thing that, like I've talked about, I think in past in Crankworks Cairns, uh, that I kind of like don't really watch all of these Australian like YouTubers for mountain bikes because I just don't find their tracks as enjoyable as the ones in Europe and America and Canada. Like that's what I mean when I say Americas or America, North America. Um, it does. It has everything. It's so fucking cool. And on top of that, if a rider flies off the course and gets bitten by a snake, they might fucking die. That's not a plus. It's just something else to keep in your mind that these guys are like battling through, trying to just mentally stay in the game. That's insane. Like it's been interesting hearing Teo talk about it because he's actually, it feels like being honest. BK doesn't really talk about this. Sorry, Kernard doesn't really talk about this. I feel like Troy Brosnan, did he say it a couple times maybe? But Teo's the one where it really hit home, where it was like your brain's just fried. Like you're just going so hard. You're just like your body maybe could take more, but it's like maxing out a squat or a deadlift or like your maybe your muscles are fine in the grand scheme of things, but your central nervous system is fucking fried. And then basically just do that with adrenaline. I mean, you build yourself up for those like for lifts like that and shit, but any moment where you're getting that's my East Coast coming through. If anyone's listening to this, probably not some fucking gym bro. So just like getting built up for like a big jump, getting yourself, building yourself up to, I don't know. I don't really go that fast. So I want to say like, a race, but that doesn't really do it for me. So it's more just like trying, a jump for the first basic. Actually, that's a perfect example when you're learning a new trail and you're the kind of it's you and your buddies, but like you're guinea pigging stuff, and it's like, all right, well, I haven't really seen anyone else ride this. I've watched a couple POVs. I've watched some. I've been in the lab. I've been watching some film, but I haven't seen anyone hit it in person. So then you're just like, all right, well, I guess we got to fucking try this. So doing that like on a like throughout the day and just ticking features off, that's like you get to the end and you're like, well, we did like one run. It took us like 2 hours because you're looking at every feature. And then at the bottom, you're like, I'm fucking shot. My brain is scattered. I honestly, I don't know if I've ever felt that. I'm going to pay more attention to that next time something like that happens. But yeah, I don't know. I think I just want to ride so much that I don't know if that's the reason. I just like once I get through it, I think because it's because I don't have to do this, like it's not my fucking job. Maybe that's what it is. It's not my job, so I'm choosing to do this. So, you go out, you hit it. It's like, all right, well, I wanted to do that. So, and now it's just so much easier. So, like, we're good. We're set. Game on. We hit this. We're done. Like, it's easier now. I know what it feels like. But it is interesting to hear them talk about it like that. And also, the features that they're hitting are like double size of anything I've ever hit in my life. So big. It would be interesting to see those jumps on these like kind of wide open sections steepen up a bit. Like I want to see these guys fucking scrub off them bitches. And maybe that is asking a little too much, but that would be kind of cool because then it's like, all right, well, then you gotta go high, do something stylish. If you have to do this, if you can't go any slower, then or if you can't like keep the same speed and make it over safely, then you're not going to kill yourself. So Ronan might. So maybe that's not the best idea. Who said Ronan doesn't have any steez? I see that boy whipping. All right. Well, the main point of everything that I've been mentioning for however the fuck long it's been is because I don't think there's going to be a dark horse. I don't. That boy Troy, that boy Roy. That's fun. They're calling him Roy. That's a fun fucking name. Um, I'm in. We'll save that boy for someone else. I don't see anyone. I don't see unless they crash, right? Because that is a possibility. Conditions change. They're going down last. Something happens. Corner's more blown out than you think, which actually is not too crazy. This track is getting blown out. So, okay, maybe. But if that's the case, then, just slot Jackson Goldstone up. It's like in between those three for someone crashing. Connor Fearon is 4.5 seconds behind that. If I honestly, if I was gonna, I mean, everyone, all the YouTube videos that I've been watching, Matt Jones, Kernard, Teo, or Langston, or whatever, however the fuck you say his last name, Ronan's. I don't know if Ronan said it, but everyone's like, "Oh, Troy Brosnan, dark horse. Troy Brosnan, dark horse." Dude, Connor Fearon was my dark horse, and for him to get fourth, I consider that a win. Because like it's gonna be Asa Vermette, Ronan Dunn, Jackson Goldstone. Pick the order. However the fuck you want to pick it, pick it. Something interesting about Jackson Goldstone in his in that little podcast they did, the Hot Tub Time Machine podcast on Matt Jonesy's channel. I felt like it was very much focused on Ronan. Jackson Goldstone was out last year entirely. Crashed in this race last year around this time. Torres just blew his knee up. Had to I think he had to get surgery, like reconstructive surgery or whatever the fuck they do. Just surgery. We'll call it that. And and now he's back. And it's like, and that's where I'm like, man, 3 seconds back. Jackson's a fun, flowy, bounce around, pop around kind of rider. He's won a World Cup. He's incredibly young, but he's shown that he can do it. Is he back yet for this race? He's clearly one of the best in the world. He's already like putting time in on people that didn't have to sit out an entire year. But this shit is so competitive. I don't think I don't think he has it on. It doesn't seem, this is just seeding. It will be so interesting to see how this turns out. And that's why I'm actually doing this on purpose. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should do it a week in advance and talk about it. Probably should have, but yeah, I'll try to do that next time. But I like when the prediction comes out after the thing, so that you can listen to it and be like, what the fuck did they get wrong? I'm a sicko. It's what I like. All right. I don't know if he has it on Asa Vermette, Ronan Dunn, Omri Piron, Loic Bruni. Like, you see what I'm saying? When you start adding in these other names, Finn Isles, uh, probably has it on Lucas Shaw, Benoit Coulange. I don't know. What are some other, Loris Vergier? Like, you see what I'm saying? It's almost like there aren't enough like high end and riders be for it to be like, these are the fastest people in the world. Oh my gosh, who's your dark horse? I don't know. I don't know. You want to know who my dark horse could be? If we're going like, what would you consider? This is where I need another person. What would you consider a dark horse? Like someone that's in, outside the top 10? I would say that that's probably, like, with biking, it doesn't really happen like that unless weather comes into play. And at that point, it's like, who the fuck can predict that? Like, it's supposed to be dry. That's as much as we fucking know. You know what I mean? So that's where, like, once you get outside the top 10, you're over 12 seconds. You're over 10 seconds out. And it's like, I don't think these guys are dropping 10 seconds. So you want to know who my fucking dark horse is? It's in number 10th place, Lori Greenland. That's who I'll pick as my dark horse. Anyone other than that, I guess you could, a case could be made for like a dark horse being, within the top 5. Like, pick your dark horse within the top 5. But I don't know. It's tough with when the times start getting that far apart. It's not really, there isn't anything that's like going to come up. Got to pick the dark horse before the race. That's where I'm like, maybe I should fucking pick this before, you've watched everything, the seeding has happened. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll try to record this instead of watching it after seating or recording it after watching seating. I'll record my thoughts and shit just before seating. Who's looking good on the track? I mean, Asa would have been up there. Roy, Connor. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Dan Booker, you know what? Honestly, let's talk about who I wouldn't have, who deserves more praise than rather than just, picking the top fucking guy and being like, oh, guess what? They're fucking good. Who would have guessed? That's a very original thought. Dan Booker, props to getting up there. George Brannigan. I mean, I don't know if Dan Booker is a World Cup racer, but he probably is. But you know what? I'm Dan Booker, not as familiar with your game as I should be. We'll put it that way. George Brannigan, he's fucking quick. Respect the name. Tehodo Enrique Penne, also quick. Crankworks, uh, killer. Crankworks, shot caller, contender. Crankworks, contender. King of Crankworks, contender. That's fun. Don't do it. um, those three guys slotting in there, impressive. Good stuff. I think all New Zealand, maybe Australian. Looks like there's a little bit of a difference with Dan Booker's. Yeah, Australian, I think. Um, New Zealand, Australian. Hugo Frixelon. Yeah, like I don't know if he's a World Cup rider. Mateo Iniguez, 15 seconds back. As he's a World Cup rider. I don't think he should be that far back. Ollie Davis, pretty far back. Sebastian Holguin, honestly, he's in 11th, about 10 seconds back. That's impressive. That's pretty impressive. These South American guys are kind of they're doing well. It's impressive. Gracie Hemstreet. Oh, she's the only girl name on here. I wonder why she's the only girl. I wonder if she's the only one girl that raced. That's pretty cool that they put her with the guys. I mean, she beats them dudes. Probably crashed, but whatever. Oh no, Eris Van Leuven, 116. Roger Vieira, Charlie Hatton, Will Hines didn't finish. Um, fuck, I'm excited. God damn it, this is sick. The features in this track. All right, so we went over riders. You want a dark horse? Lori Greenland. You want a dark horse in the top 5? Everyone's picking Troy Brosnan. I'm gonna go Connor Fearon. I mean, yeah. One. Let's go one. I mean, one. I've already done. I picked my 1, 2, 3. So if we get crashes, just fucking scatter them up in there. It's basically the top 10. Um, let's talk about the actual fucking track because that shit is bangers. Like the massive jump, steep, lippy, big ass jump that they added into the end, fucking perfect, dude. That is what all of the jumps should be. Where you're scrubbing off of everything or it's boosting you to the moon. That would be I mean, and they are tired, so you got to kind of think about is it almost too dangerous at that point? And that might be the answer. So if it is, my B for trying to get you killed. But also I want to see steeper jumps. I can't help it, dude. When I see a jump, I want to see that shit at 90 degrees. I'm talking, I'm not, maybe not 90. I'm saying, not a quarter pipe. I'm saying 50 to 60 degree takeoffs or nothing. I need it, dude. The jumps are sick. The bottom motorway section, big road gap, flying through shark fin, left shark fin, kind of lefty ish again, shark fin, into big river jump to step down to on off. into, I think, left-handed shark fin over just, just a tiny 20-footer over the road into this massive steep booter of a jump into the finish area. That is what every race should be that. Like, yes, the race is going to be won or lost in the tight in the tight sections, in the technical sections, in turns that are setting you up where you need to carry speed, um, which there are a fuck ton of up on the hill. That is not for the regular casual viewer. They don't give a fuck about that. It doesn't. It's like, whoa, they're going fast over that stuff. That's crazy. But they don't get it. So like, but you know what they do get? Seeing Matt Jones, invited rider, never getting first, right? Unless everyone crashes. Um, but that's fine. He sends a backflip over the bottom jump. That's what you need. That's something different. Holy shit, this is a race. That guy's not winning, but it's great to have his personality around. Like everyone's crying about this UCI changes and shit, and like I feel like I'm seeing the same comments then praising Red Bull for like, yeah, invited riders, invited this, like hardline so sick. We should have so many more of them. Hope it takes over the circuits. Like, I mean, how many am I seeing? Am I seeing like one or two of those comments? Maybe, maybe even just one. But it's got some likes. It's got some comments that are kind of agreeing, but maybe not exactly with each individual point, but overall, vibe. And it's like, dude, what do you want then? Like, which do you want? Do you want less riders and more prestige invites like Red Bull has that is like, oh yeah, I'm so glad they have these riders. The talent that they've accumulated is so sick. It's crazy to see these types of trains going down. It's like, what the fuck do you think the World Cup is, dude? Like, yeah, maybe they're not warming up on fun tracks, but I don't think that I don't know if I would assume that they could. You know what I mean? Like, so then it's like, all right, you're taking riders out. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just I will do whatever it takes. I will wait however long it takes for Red Bull to get the hard lines right. And honestly, I think maybe one every 2 months. Once a month would be a lot. If there were 12 races, that would never happen. How many World Cups are there? I think there's going to be like 10. But that's the thing. It's like the hardline does not happen every week. That's why I'm like maybe once a month. That would be seemingly overdoing it. Even though it's like they got there a week before and did it all in a week, like, dude, that's insane if they're gonna do that in, 3 weeks time. Like I could see one every like 2 months. Like the top end maybe? Just because these races are so insane. Which brings me back to the track, all right? Focus up, guys. I didn't just get distracted there. You got distracted, all right? I'm fine. um, what do we want to talk about? Yeah, okay. Technical, individual, like technical line, kind of more single line-ish, some options, but more so like for coolness effect. There's the two-line option going into the stall wall. There's one that feels like it's clearly faster, but it looks super cool. So I think that's okay. I think it's fine. It's really just, this is the fastest line. This is how you're going to do it. The intrigue is in who can fucking ride this thing the fastest and not fucking die, you know? It's it is less about like, all right, hide this line from everyone and then pull it out on race day. Oh, I think I found the hidden line in this wide open section. that you see in World Cups, which I do think is cool. I do kind of like that. I like different line options, but it is getting to the point, even in World Cups, where there are enough people watching practice to where everyone will kind of start to get onto a similar line. So would I like to see open sections where you get to pick and choose? There are like, oh, I don't know if that's fast. Maybe it's faster for a lighter, smaller guy, and not as fast. And there's a faster option for a bigger, taller guy. That would be kind of cool. But I'm also like, that's farther down on my list. It doesn't take. I'll say this. It doesn't take away from this track. It's not a negative. It's just like okay. Because everything else on this track is like, dude, the separator is going for I don't know if they're saying one bad gap or wombat gap, like a wombat, which would be pretty fun. I do think they're saying one bad gap, but I'm gonna call it wombat gap. So, like that feature is what separates people. Like, is Josh Bryceland doing that feature? No. Is Brooke McDonald doing that feature? Didn't seem like it, Is Ronan? Yes. Is Kernard? Yes. Jackson Goldstone? Probably. Asa? Yes. You see what I'm saying? It's like, you get me? Fucking idiot. Um, Big ass jumps. Maybe steeping up the lips. We're fucking nitpicking right now. This is the second year it's been in existence. The jumps are fucking fine. you you get it. Would steeper jumps be super sick? Yeah, but one year at a time. It was like 10 years from Wales when it started to Taz even being like like the first year at Taz. It was, I think, 9 years. It was 2014 was the first Wales event, hardline event, and it's 2025. 2024. Yeah, 10 years, dude. That is nuts. But, whatever it fucking takes to get it right. Don't rush it. I saw a comment that was like, there needs to be 10 of these. Chill out, bro. No, it doesn't. Let's fucking go, dude. Yeah. What else? UCI, step your shit up, dude. Make better courses. I saw this comment. It was like, make UCI accessible. And I was like, what? Can you expand on accessible? Just thinking about like what. I feel like the camera work is so much better with UCI. Hardline, I think, does it well. I think they capture pretty much everything. Like, I think they do a really good job with Hardline. And maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was like, all right, well, there's like, how are we divvying this up across like 6 to 8 different races? Talking about when Red Bull TV was doing the UCI stuff. Maybe they were just like, all right, fucking everyone chill out. Maybe they did what I'm doing. Everyone calm down. Stop talking. No one, fine. No one's doing the TV. We're not doing it. We're not doing any of them. I'm doing none of them. All right, now we're going to do one. We're going to do it for 10 years and get that fucking right. All right? A decade later, now we'll do another one. Don't tell me how to run my business. That's what Red Bull said. It does seem a little unrealistic, though, for people to be like, it should, like, behind a paywall, this should be free. It's like, I don't know, man. I feel like nothing's free. I guess maybe it should be free because it's been free before. But I don't really understand that because it's like, all right, well, it's not worth their time and money. Like they're putting a, I guess maybe it's like, I guess that's the thing. I don't know how much of a profit they're making already on this. Is it, if it is that they're already making a profit and they just want to make more of a profit, that does kind of suck. But if it's between we want to make more of a profit or we're not going to do it, then it's like, all right, well, it feels like I don't know. It's like, why am I not mad about that? Because I just want fun. Maybe it's because I want biking to be on and I can afford like $10 a month, at least for now. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it would be. I don't know. It would. It does. I do get a feeling of like, where are bikes gonna go? Like, there's F1, but they still make a forerunner. Maybe bikes like this is starting to get like a belt-driven bike. It feels like it's maybe starting to move more towards like an F1 vibe. So I don't know. I'm just like I like bikes. If there's bikes on TV, whatever it takes to watch bikes. Like if if we could pay if there was like a if it was like $50 for if I wonder what price would I not pay for something for bikes like per month. Dude, I don't want to say how much I would pay. I don't have a job right now and I would pay way too much, dude. Maybe that's the thing is I would pay for 1 month and be like, well, can't afford that. All right. I want to say I'd pay like $100, dude. It's insane. I know, but I just fucking love bikes. That's the thing. It's like I would be like I'd pay it once and then probably be like, oh fuck, shit, I can't do that again. You know? Oh well, now I'm homeless. Whatever. I don't know. If they need fucking money to make it accessible to or if they need money to make it viewable, whatever it takes, dude. Fucking burn it down just to get some bikes on TV. But, Red Bull Hardline's free. So, figure it out, UCI. And get Rudy out of there. Unless he decides to become a real human being and stop memorizing lines before each fucking race. You weirdo. I'm screaming at nothing into a microphone and posting it publicly onto YouTube, and that's still less weird than when you try to hammer in some memorized line that you've recited to yourself 5 times in the mirror, telling yourself it'll do great come game day, and it falls so flat. But hey, that's life. It's what the people say. Coming out of me. um, what the fuck else, dude? Not to get into politics, but yeah, I don't think I have anything else. I do, but it's. This is about bikes this week. This is about hardline. This is about Ronan's. Ronan's gonna win. Oh, we gotta set some odds. All right, Asa in seating order. Here you go, guys. Ready for this? This is how sure I am. This is what I'm saying between like the top three. Even though Asa got first, Ronan is so close to him where it's like, and he said something. What was I watching? Was it maybe it was an Instagram story where Ronan was like, "Yep, could clean up a couple things." It's like, all right, 7/100ths of a second. Yeah, I think you might be able to have that. You know, if you have to clean up a couple spots, if Ace has to like clean up a couple spots. I think when you have seating runs, I would be very interested to see how honestly what people thought. I think that you're not going to get a lot of honesty from people. You have to read through the honesty. I think Kerner was pretty honest. You know, I think he was like, for some reason, I want to say he had like, it sounded like he had two to, I really want to say three, but I'm not entirely sure why. I feel like he said several seconds left or something like that, where it was like, all right, I could see you getting like, knocking like 3 seconds off your time. Second here, second there, maybe is what he said, how he said it. But, I'm like 6 seconds. I don't think you're coming in first unless people crash, unless it starts raining, unless conditions change, unless there's a lot of wind at the bottom. Maybe that's something that could happen. Okay, Asa Vermette in first at seeding. I really think Ronan's gonna go first. So we're gonna set Ronan. Let's do Asa at like plus 200. I'd say, dude, plus 250 would be sick odds for Asa. I'd say plus 200 would be good odds for Asa. He maybe should be like plus 180 with that seating time. Ronan, I'm gonna say plus 150. He's my favorite. I'm saying, which honestly, and you start to get into like the minuses for one person against the field if it's if like once people start hammering Ronan for 150 plus 150, you know what I mean? It's like once he's at plus 150 and people start just like hitting that play, all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, I gotta lower the. That's what I guess honestly plus 150 I would take Ronan, no doubt in my mind. Where would I not take him? Maybe a minus. If I'm seeing a minus sign next to his name, probably. Ah, shit, I'm still taking him, man. Minus 150? No shot. Maybe minus 110. Dude, he's so good. And I really the amount of love that he has for these hardline races and puts his money where his puts his body where his fucking mouth is and puts it all on the line for this race for the Wales race. I think he won both last year and a World Cup. That's insane. He is not only winning at the top end of the what you could consider the regal elite riders, but he's also pushing the limits and on the precipice pushing the limits of the sport in a completely different race series that is so well managed. And even though the riders have their little prison yard, that is kind of funny. I wouldn't hate seeing them suffer a little bit. Um, Maybe give them good sleeping arrangements because they gotta send it off this shit. But still, it is kind of funny. Um, he's pushing it forward, just progressing the sport as well. Like it's insane. So I would say, dude, Ronan, I could see if you're taking odds, I could see it getting to like minus 110. Asa Vermette, we'll go plus. That honestly, that's what it should be. It should be. I gotta type this out so I can send it to my boys. They give me not they like to, I like to get their feedback so that it's fucking great fodder for discussion. Embrace debate. Jackson Goldstone, 3 seconds, a thousandth of a second, literally a millisecond. I think I don't know what a millisecond is. Like a millisecond, a hair over 3 seconds, 3.001 seconds back. Um, plus two, plus 225. I think plus 250 is a lot for someone that could. Oh shit, Asa got a blown out corner from everyone going before him. Rona got a blown out corner from everyone going before him. There's a rock in the track that got pulled out because there were 20 other riders that went before him, and Jackson can just fucking slide right in there. So I don't. I'd say that's why I'd say like plus 200. plus 225, maybe most. Connor Fearon, I'd say plus. I think this is where it starts to get away from us. So, you know, Connor Fearon plus 250. I'd say that's pretty good. Troy Brosnan, plus 251. I don't think he. I don't know. I could see him going faster. Maybe plus 225 for Troy. For Roy, maybe 240, 260. Roy and Troy Brosnan and Connor Fearon, respectively. I know I, did them backwards, but Troy Brosnan 240 plus 240. Connor Fearon plus 260. 255, 235. You get it. It's like basically like 20 away from each other. 10 feels a little too close. 30 feels a little too far apart. I don't know. Maybe it's a range, dude. Um, Either way, I don't think it would. That's where how much money's coming in on each one. George Brannigan. This is now we're hitting 7 seconds back, like a clean 7, and then we're getting into close to 8 at Dan Booker. So George Brannigan, Dan Booker, Tehoto Enrique Penne, Laurie Greenland. This is where you start seeing. I would say like 280, 290, 300, 310. 290. 300, 310, 320, basically like going down in 10 to 15 point like increments. But yeah, I don't see too many other people winning this thing other than those riders. Be Kernard, where are we putting Kernard? What is Kernard at? Kernard's at, I fucking love saying that. um, Dude, he's got to be plus. He's trying to get to the podium. So I would say he's a dude. Respect. Put some fucking respect on Kernard's name. uh, I'd go low twos, high ones, plus 190, plus 205. Yeah, fucking put some respect on his name. Sixth place, putting him over Connor Fearon and Troy Brosnan. It might bite me in the ass, but you know, really, we're trying to hit first place. That's what we're trying to get. And I really think it'll be Ronan, dude. I just, you know, win or bin. He's he just fucking sends it, dude. And he's gotten so in control. It seems like that, like he's been riding for the like for so long into so soon after the end of his season last year that it just feels like he's up to speed and ready to go. Which is interesting because I've been watching a lot of Ronan's like YouTube stuff. I see him on other people's YouTube uh when he goes to New Zealand, on Instagram. You see this stuff on social media, but I didn't see much of Asa Vermette. I'm pretty sure I was following him. I don't think he does YouTube, but that's also like I would, on Instagram, maybe he's a young kid, maybe he only does TikTok. Maybe this is the new Facebook, is Instagram. Fuck. Um Coming to terms with how old I am. Been done that. What else we got? I don't think much else. I think that's pretty much it. We're not getting into jack shit that doesn't involve biking. This is about bikes. Bikes are awesome. They're the best. Fuck everything else. Is there an election going on? Who gives a fuck? Not me. Make biking great again, dude. How about that? What were the Dirty Dems language? What were some slogans from them? I can't really think of any off the top of my head. Dude, I'm so stoked for this. All right. 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be there or be fucking square. I might just put this out now. Put it out before. Never know. Yeah, fuck it. I'll do that. I want to get in a habit of doing it like right at a certain time, but it'll yeah, I'll put it out. Oh, maybe that's the time that I put it out. It's Friday night. Well, whatever the fuck. Who cares? Not gonna talk about my life. Nothing's changed. I'm still super depressed in my fucking van, trying to find work. I'm homeless as fuck. There you go. There's the update. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, Bills lost. I'm fucking down in the dumps. Oh, I'm gonna do it. Oh, I'm gonna jump from this bus. Oh no. Oh, that'd be the worst. Oh, I'm gonna put this drop this toaster in the bathtub with me. Oh. Fuck. All right. Bye.